Hi there, this is Andy Henderson and Friday's reflection section, and it's my opportunity to unpack the week just gone. It's kind of like therapy on Friday because talking to you, it's just nice to have a shoulder to cry on and someone to bounce ideas off that doesn't talk back. But if you want to talk back, hit me up in the comments, give me some likes, give me some fire emojis or something. That'd be really, really cool. So Friday reflection section. It's a great. It's a thing that I really like. I'm a strong believer in. So with my clients that I work with, I always recommend that on Friday they take some time out towards the end of the day and just really unpack the week. Look at the successes, celebrate the mini successes, look at and chalk up the lessons learned. Let's have a look at what's working. Let's have a look at what's not working, and let's create a little action plan for next week. Some micro goals to make sure we improve and optimize things as we go. So I've got to say, this morning was I had a bit of a thick head because I went out to an award ceremony, the first award ceremony of the year or of the last 2 years, really. And I've got to say, it was absolutely awesome. It was the girls at Fresh Perspective put on this ceremony. They actually planned it 2 years ago. They had loads of awards, loads of votes, but they just couldn't get the ceremony off the ground because of COVID. So it's been postponed twice, and finally we had it. It was last night over in Chorley at a gin distillery, which is bad news for anyone who likes a gin and a drink, which I incidentally do. But it was excellent just to see so many people, so many smiley faces, shake hands with people, enjoy the smell and the sound of hugs, and interaction, and looking people in the eye and seeing, that eye contact and just feeling it. There was a couple of times when I was just sat back, and I do this often. I even do this at gigs. Like I sat back out of the way and I watch people, how they interact and how they're laughing and joking, their body language, their facial expressions, and I just get a buzz of watching others be happy and energized in the room and connecting and interacting. It was just wonderful. Loads of drinks, some great awards, some really well-deserved award winners. Some really great conversations as well. Nothing about business. Everything was about life and the journey that we're all on, and a bit of conspiracy theory stuff. And it was really, really, it met some great, great people. And, there was one particular person that I'm dead proud of. And I shouldn't say I'm proud because it makes me sound like a father figure. And I'm not that at all. He's a mate, a youngish lad. He's doing really, really well in business, but he couldn't make it last night. But 2 or 3 of his team members were there that I'd never met before. We just started talking and I understood who they worked for. And they were telling me how good the boss is, how great the company is that they work for, genuine passion, excitement for the boss and the company. And, it was just amazing to hear. And I congratulated. This person was Jack at Rapid IT. And, I messaged him in the night. I said, look, I've just met your guys and they're flipping super evangelists. They're an absolute asset to your brand. They're a credit to you. You're a credit to them. They love you. They love the business. And, what a culture that guy's created. So well done, Jack, if you're listening to this. Amazing result. Keep going. So that was real good. And that was excellent. But, the start of the week, we had Bank Holiday Monday. We were just coming back from the Lake District in Gino de Camper, our bright orange transporter. We've spent so much time in that since February. We've been all over the UK, and it's been absolutely, we've been to Brighton, to Wales, to Bakewell, to Ashbourne, we've been all over, and it's been brilliant. It's been really good for our mental health as a family. It's been really good for our relationship as a family. It's just been good to get outside in nature, and that's really important. I put a post on LinkedIn today because I'm getting increasingly frustrated with social media. I'm on it now. I've been on it today. It's distracting me. It doesn't feel healthy when I'm doing it. There's not a lot of interesting stuff on there apart from LinkedIn. LinkedIn's great. Some really good people on there, but I put a poll on there today because I'm just feeling it. If I could run my business without social media, I would do. And my planning that I'm thinking about now, I haven't quite put pen to paper yet to a big degree, but I'm trying to create a business where I don't need social media to find new customers and to bring those customers into my world. I think it's going to be really difficult, but I'm going to give it a real shot because if I can run and grow and develop a business that creates impact in the world that doesn't use social media, I think it will be absolutely amazing. Can it be done? I don't know. The poll on social media, says if they could still run a business and they could just get away with turning all their apps off and deleting it, 4% of people out of maybe 200 people at the moment would do it. So there you go. Maybe the time of social media is slowly coming to an end. I don't know. We'll see. So that's good. What else has gone on this week? So fuzzy headed this morning, bank holiday Monday. Oh yeah, of course. You've all heard me talk about the community I'm building. I'm trying to build. I've never done this before. It's called Your Affordable Board with 29 members now. I want 30 by the end of next week. It's just a goal I set myself. It's not really an important number. But it's really coming to head. And something that I've learned this week in particular, not learned, but it's keeping myself in check that, I did a live maybe on Monday. One of the big problems I had when I was a new leader for the first time with a lot of power and a lot of authority and responsibility over a multi-million-pound business, I thought I had to tell everyone what to do. I thought I had to have all the answers and everything worked out in my own head. And again, today, it's just been proved wrong because the power of taking an idea, a fledgling idea, not fully formed, into a group of great people who love you, who trust you, value you, respect you, you them, and throwing it into the mix and asking them to poke it and prod it and come up with different things. It was amazing because I came in with that's what it's going to be like, as per usual, Henderson style. But I lobbed it in there and they passed the ball to each other and picked it up, put it down, turned it around, squeezed it, poked it, came back to me in a different guise and some really cool bits we've added for the first Yab event. So I'm really excited about how that's going to play. A bit nervous and sort of nervous and excited in equal measure. And I suppose if you are nervous and excited in equal measure, I think that's a great place to be because I think that means that you're going to be operating outside of your comfort zone. And if you are, it means there's a great space there to learn and grow a bit, and I think that's a really good place to be. And then, so that's all happening. So I think it's all nailed down, fingers crossed. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? 30 great people in a room together, enjoying each other's company, helping to fix and solve their problems and celebrate successes along the way. What could be better than that? I don't think there's much. So that's going on. What else has been going on this week that I can celebrate? So I'm working with 5 businesses in my Success GPS group mentoring program in association with Boost. Some Lancashire businesses have got some funding to work with me, so that's been great. And that was Wednesday. And on Thursday, I'm working with 12 startup businesses on the Flying Start program, again with Boost, which has been, again, incredible. I love working with early years businesses because it's like everything I say, it's like, wow, Andy, that's amazing. It's just so good. It's just really, really, it's good for this bit. It's good for the soul, I think. It's good for the heart. What else has happened? We're going through I had a bit of an epiphany the other day. I saw some of my content, like the branding stuff, the graphic design and my logo, and I thought, God, this is looking tired now. Needs overhauling. So again, really quick, I had a conversation with my marketing dude and my branding dude, Sam and Dan, and we just agreed that, look, it needs overhauling. Within 10 minutes, we've got a new impression of what a logo might look like, and we've got a new colour palette. So that's all been finalised this weekend. So I'm dead excited about that. It's going to be super modern, really clean, really, aspirational, and I'm just loving it. So that's going to be really exciting for me as well. And I got some extremely good news from a client of mine yesterday. He just landed in Ibiza. And if you're listening, Dave, this is you, mate. He landed in Ibiza and he's had this problem, let's just say, for the last 9 months, and it's been really weighing on his mind. It's really distracted him. It's made him very sad and, really worried about the future. And he landed in Ibiza yesterday, and he'd got an email to say the problem had totally gone away. And that was his third call. Obviously, he rung his missus first, and then he rung his dad, and then he rung me, and he was like, oh, man, can you believe it? I've just landed, and it's all gone. It's all finished. And insane. He said, I'm going to go straight to the bar and buy a bottle of champagne. And he did. He took a picture of it, showed me a picture of his room. Absolutely flipping awesome. The guy's going to have an absolute blast. And he's from Essex, a customer from Essex. He's a private jet broker, and he's coming up for Yab. He's a founder member of Yab, and he's driving up from Essex as soon as he gets back from Ibiza just to be with us for those couple of hours and spend time with a great community. So it has been a really good week. Nothing negative this week, really. I suppose the only negative I've got is like the bit of a hangover in the back of my head. And, also, got some good vibes about the future, some good vibes about the new customers I've been engaging with this week, new potential customers in the pipeline, some really nice businesses that I know I can help a great deal. And I've got some really good content coming out next week. Me and Dan have had some good ideas about a couple of things I want to introduce to you. That's going to get you thinking. I want to get you thinking. I want to get you thinking about your future and your growth and your development, and how, with a bit of support, you can accelerate. You can accelerate the process by which you can achieve the success. And it's all in your capability. It's all about building a business by design and a life by design by default, because we can, but our brains sometimes fight against us with that. So I've got to ask you, how was your week? If you never do this before, it's really good just to sit down on a Friday and just put a heading, celebrate success. What can you celebrate? And look back through your diary, look at your notes and think about and write down all the great things that you've achieved in the week. And then, think about the lessons that you've learned as well, things that you could do differently next week that you've learned from the week before. It's just really, it's therapeutic. It's a really good way to segue into the weekend, close off the week, celebrate the successes, think about the lessons learned. What are you going to do differently next week? Boom, my week is done. The weekend is here. The family calls. Cricket tonight with me and the children and Jenny. We'll have a couple of gins and a couple of beers, no doubt. Saturday, we've got a customer. A customer's invited me to her house for dinner with her husband and my wife. So I'm really excited about that, because we get on like ice on fire. And then Sunday, I've got to do a bit of work on Sunday because there's so much going on and I need to pull my finger out. So listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Think about celebrating your successes this week. Think about what you're going to do differently next week, and enjoy time with your family. It's so important. At the end of the day, the quality of our life can be directly attributed to the quality of our relationships to the people we hold closest. So spend some time with your loved ones this weekend. Enjoy their company and celebrate all that you are and all that you're going to become in the future. So it's all from me. And just remember, you're just one step away. It's true.